All right, John, the guy you were just talking about is the man of the hour. A hug from Coach Snyder. And then as he heads out on senior night, his final appearance at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Blows a kiss to the crowd, and then most guys don't go out and get a kiss from your wife as well on senior night. But his wife, Shaylin, is waiting for him at the end of that long run, along with Mom and Dad. He has been quite a performer here, and tonight he's got his last shot at another win, and who knows, maybe a Heisman Trophy to follow. This has been the Nissan pregame shift. Kickoff coming up live.
Down here, and everything you see down here is built on Bill Snyder's 16 goals for success. Tonight, they'll have to lean heavily on number 11. Don't accept losing. They are trying to rebound after their first loss of the season 2 weeks ago to Baylor. Coach Snyder told us Friday that he thought his team looked a little bit tired. So after the game, they had a bye week. He gave his team Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off. I spoke to some of the players on the field, and they say it was a big deal. The teams were able to go home, refocus with their families, and come back in dialed up.
They won the toss, but deferred, so the kickoff goes to Texas, and they'll come out to the 25-yard line. And with that, and we've talked about it pretty much all week, Case McCoy takes over the reins as a starting quarterback. Having some final words there with offensive coordinator Brian Harsin.
You know, Case McCoy, the good news for Texas, he hasn't started a game this season, but he did start some games on the road last year, played very well on the road, and Mac Brown reminded us, you know, he went into Texas A&M last year, late in the year, took care of the football. We were able to win the game. That's what they're counting on him doing tonight.
Jonathan Gray is behind him. Both tight ends, McFarland and Daniels, on the move. They fake the fly sweep, and it's Gray for about a yard, and that's just about it. Jarrell Childs made the stop as we take a look at our impact players, brought to you by Avis. Mike Davis wearing number 5 tonight. He's the big play receiver, 17.5 yards a catch. Jonathan Gray, the freshman, they'll lean on him heavily in the backfield. Kenny Vaccaro, the number 2 tackler in the defensive secondary for the Longhorns.
Right away we see a little up-tempo from Texas, taking a page out of the Baylor playbook from 2 weeks ago.
Toss sweep, and Gray's not going anywhere. Kansas State rises up to make the stop. Adam Davis stretched it out, and it'll be 3rd down and long on the opening drive for Texas.
Now Arthur Brown, the heart and soul of the defense of this football team. We talk about Klein being the leader of the offense. Arthur Brown is the same kind of leader on the defense, and he made a nice play there on 2nd down. 3rd and long, what you want to avoid against this Kansas State defense. That's when they're at their best.
McCoy in the shotgun. Malcolm Brown is there with him. McCoy's first throw down the middle is batted down the middle. Ryan Mueller knocked it down, and it's 3 and out Texas.
Nice play by Mueller because he had a man open. Mike Davis was open on a hook route. It would have been a 1st down, and Mueller timed his jump, got that left hand on the football. Otherwise, the drive would have been extended for Texas.
Alex King to punt, and look out on the other end. Tremaine Thompson averages 25 yards a punt return. He's going to have to fair catch this one right around the 30-yard line. So that brings out Colin Klein. Sensational numbers all year long until the hiccup a couple of weeks ago in Waco, and we'll see if that was indeed a hiccup.
Well, I expected it was. You know, the problem was they weren't able to control the line of scrimmage against Baylor and establish their run. And that's what they live off of. And Colin Klein ended up throwing the ball 50 times in that game. That's not Kansas State's MO. They want to run the ball first and set up their play action pass.
John Hubert is behind him on 1st down from the 30, and he'll get the call. And Hubert spins his way out for 5, almost 6-yard line. As we take a look at our impact players, brought to you by Avis. Tyler Lockett back. He didn't play in that game a couple of weeks ago, and he makes an impact as a return man and a receiver. Chris Harper, big body, knows how to use it as a wideout. And Nigel Malone, one of the top guys, 4 interceptions in the secondary tonight, and he'll have a beat on Case McCoy throughout the night when he puts the ball in the air. 2nd down and 5 with Klein in the shotgun.
Typically, if number 37 is in the ball game, just follow him. The ball's going behind him.
Braden Wilson, and that's where it goes, and that's where Klein goes, and he's going to be close to, if not at, the first down marker. Going to be half-yard shy.
Wilson is a senior, one of the 27 seniors on this team. Nice lead blocker, 6'4", 256, kind of lines up as a fullback sometimes as a tight end or H-back.
Two tight ends in there right now, and Wilson stays in as well. But an eye backfield on 3rd down and 1. And they'll give it to the fullback, and he stuffed. Second effort trying to get back, but he only got back to the line of scrimmage. And Peter Jenkins, the outside linebacker, the freshman, makes a great stop.
Peter Jenkins, one of the young linebackers. Boy, they were crowded at the line of scrimmage. They were anticipating run the whole way. Jenkins was right off the line of scrimmage, anticipated the snap count, and got into the backfield to get Wilson.
So that brings out Ryan Dorr to kick. Back-to-back punts. Quandre Diggs stands back on the other end around the 20-yard line for the Longhorns. Dorr high kick. Diggs comes up, makes the catch at around the 24-yard line. 37-yard punt, no return. When we return, Case McCoy, his second effort, coming back out at quarterback for the Longhorns. Aerial coverage here in Manhattan being provided by the MetLife Blimp. See how MetLife can provide the coverage you need. MetLife, I can do this. No score, second possession for the Longhorns. Case McCoy at the controls. Joe Bergeron in along with Robertson, the fullback. He's going to throw, though. The out is intercepted. Pick 6 coming. Nigel Malone, touchdown. Did we mention Nigel Malone was an impact player? 28-yard touchdown.
Nigel Malone was reading the quarterback's eyes the entire time. And Case McCoy has an accurate arm, but not a particularly strong arm. And that ball was in the air too long to be successful.
Anthony Cantelli in for the point after.
Previous play is under further review. Rolling on the field was touchdown.
Well, he walked into the end zone, but did he take the ball with him the whole time? I think that's maybe what they're looking at. We'll take another look at it right here. Ooh. I think he's across the goal line. But they'll have a look.
Yeah.
It is a scoring play, and it is a turnover.
Did the ball cross the plane?
Ball's in his right hand. Looks like his body had crossed the plane. I think it had, but we'll see. It was close, really close.
And I'm sure what Bill Snyder is going to tell him is that shouldn't ever be close. Run all the way in and hand the ball to the official and then come and celebrate on the sideline.
There was one of those in the NFL about a month ago, and it was upheld, but after they looked at it later, they realized it was too late to do anything about it, and the guy that intercepted the ball did not take it all the way to the end zone. First time in a couple of years that Kansas State's had a interception return for a touchdown.
Well, the problem for Texas when they have struggled this year has been turnovers.
Right.
They had 4 turnovers against TCU in their last ball game, and an early turnover here that also goes for a score, we think.
Ooh. I tell you what, every
That's
time
very
you get
close.
a different angle, it looks a little bit different, doesn't it? So Tom Robinson, who's right next to us, as a matter of fact, the replay booth's right next to us.
This was a new rule a few years ago, and they talked about, was this going to be a problem? How much was it going to come up? And it hasn't come up very much. But we might have a ruling here that disappoints this home crowd quite a bit.
You know, from that angle, it doesn't look like it made it, or doesn't look like the ball made it, does it?
Because I believe if they overturn this, the ball will belong to Texas on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a touchback. So Scott Novak's our referee. We mentioned Tom Robinson's our replay official. Tom was in our trucks before the game. We said hello, and literally they are 12 feet away from us in the booth next door. This one takes a while because it means a lot. Not that they all don't, but now the fans are getting restless. Case McCoy, it would be his second interception that he's thrown this year in limited duty. He's smiling right now because he's hoping that maybe the Longhorns get a break here. And he's over there on the sideline with David Ash, who started the majority of the time this year for Texas.
David Ash had a rib injury in the TCU game and was replaced by McCoy, and they weren't sure if David Ash was even going to be healthy to play this week, so they named McCoy the starter early in the process. As it turned out, Ash got healthy, was able to practice, and is available to play tonight should something happen to Case McCoy.
Well, this one's taken longer than it took for you to eat breakfast, partner, as I watched you.
I would think the length that it's taking would suggest that they're going to overturn this.
If indeed it stands, it's the 5th interception of the year by Malone. It'll be an interception either way, but we'll know if it's a touchdown or not. Touchdown, touchback, big difference. And finally, here's the call.
After review, the runner intercepted the ball and was running towards the goal line. Before he broke the plane of the goal line, he let the ball go. He gave a signal of touchdown on the field, which by rule is an inadvertent signal. By rule, we must put the ball back at the half-yard line. Kansas State will have the ball at the half-yard line, 1st and goal.
All right, well, that one shocked me. So they have the ball at the half-yard line.
And the way that he explained that was the reason that they had to put it on the half-yard line instead of a touchback and on the 20 for Texas is that there was an inadvertent signal of a touchdown.
Mack Brown wants a longer explanation. I don't think he's going to get one.
Because nobody picked up the football. Nobody went and recovered the ball. Nobody did anything with the ball. And Mack Brown wants a clearer explanation.
Mack is livid on the sideline. And so Kansas State has got it after the interception. 1st and goal right there. And this is usually Colin Klein time.
What a strange turn of events early in this ball game.
I guess. Klein's got 15 rushing touchdowns this year. He's got 16 rushing touchdowns this year. Well, puts it in the end zone again from a yard out. So it only took one play after the interception and the return. And Cantelli in for the point after. I may have said Colin Klein had 20 rushing touchdowns, or rather 15 rushing touchdowns. That was number 21 on the year. First it was Nigel Malone, who dropped it at the 1. Mack Brown not getting the explanation that he wanted. And then here's rushing touchdown number 21 for Colin Klein. Strange first 3.5 minutes in Manhattan. Kansas State leads 7-0 on Colin Klein's 1-yard touchdown. Cantelli set to kick away. Duke Thomas and DJ Monroe wait back inside the Texas 5. This one should be returnable from the 5-yard line as Monroe Return set up to the left. He's never going to get to the corner, though, as he got out around the 15 or 16-yard line. Well, you had a chance, partner, to go over to our replay official. I said they're 12 feet away. You talked to Tom Robinson during the whole timeout about that strange turn of events on the interception.
Yeah, and I've never seen a situation like this, but a couple things happened. The ball did come out before he crossed the goal line. Now, if that ball would have rolled out of bounds or out of the end zone, the ball would have belonged to Texas as a touchback, first down going the other way. Because it died in the end zone, the ball was going to belong to Kansas State. If there was no inadvertent touchdown signal, it would have been a touchdown for Kansas State.
We may never see that one again, and I hope we don't.
Let me just finish, because there were three scenarios.
All right.
There was an inadvertent signal. Because there was an inadvertent signal, they had to go back to where the ball hit the ground initially and give the ball back to Kansas State.
Wow.
It is an unusual situation.
Pick up a 3 on that last play. 2nd down and 7. Only a yard or so. Arthur Brown cuts down Jonathan Gray.
Well, already we're seeing a different looking Kansas State defense. They were passive against the run in Waco 2 weeks ago, and they got shredded for 342 yards of rushing. A much stouter looking defense against the run so far tonight for the Wildcats.
Texas didn't want to get behind the chains, and that's all they've done so far. 3rd down and 6. In a pistol set. McCoy with Malcolm Brown now flanking him on the left side. McCoy got to be careful here. Over the middle, completes it, and it's a first down to Malcolm Brown. Out of the backfield. That quiets the crowd momentarily.
Good protection, good patience by Case McCoy. You know, Case has a tendency to want to scramble and be on the move. Showed good patience that time, staying in the pocket and finding his outlet receiver for the underneath throw.
David Ash looks on. McCoy with his first down. There's his numbers over his career. Junior out of Graham, Texas, and I'm sure you know Colt McCoy's younger brother. High snap. He got it down and got it to Gray, and Gray goes down in a hurry. Latui, big play by Latui off the defensive front.
Yeah, he did a nice job just getting his hands on the blocker. Watch him right here. Just take the center, ride him, and then make the play. Go work down the line, fight off the block of the center, work down the line, and get the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Again, a much more aggressive front 7 in this ball game than we saw 2 weeks ago.
3 receivers to the top of your screen on 2nd and 13. But Brown will get it on the ground, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Davis in on the stop. So they picked up a 3rd and 6. They're going to have to get a 3rd and 10 out of this one. Actually 3rd and 11. Four wideouts for Case McCoy. Pump fakes. Throws across the middle and throws a dart. Nice throw and catch. Bryant Jackson out there. Got 12 on a 3rd and 11.
This is the thing that Case McCoy, I think, brings to the offense. His ability to buy some time, move a little bit in the pocket, but he doesn't panic. He's got good poise, very much like his older brother Coit has that savvy.
This one thrown out to Shipley. And much like his brother, the McCoy to Shipley connection out on the far sideline.
See, that's what Baylor did to this Kansas State defense 2 weeks ago. Nick Florence threw 25 first-half passes. 18 of them were balls thrown 5 yards or less. They just throw it out there, hope a guy can break a tackle, make the Kansas State defense run, and it takes those pass rushers, Williams and Davis, a little bit out of the equation by doing that.
So Case McCoy in Texas, they've got something working here. Bergeron now the tailback. They fake it to him, and McCoy throws complete to the fullback, and Robertson takes it out of bounds with a first down as we check in with Holly.
One change for the Longhorns tonight. Their offensive coordinator, Brian Harsin, is down here on the sideline. Normally, he's calling plays up in the press box. Keep in mind, it's the first start of his season for Colt McCoy. It's a loud, hostile environment. The students behind this Texas bench are so loud, guys, so better communication system with Case McCoy in his first start.
All right, Holly, good point. Longhorns in Wildcat territory for the first time at the 48-yard line. Quick pass, complete out to Shipley again. Jackson Shipley. And he picks up 9. Shipley came in as the number 2 receiver to Mike Davis. And now Case McCoy's hit 6 straight passes after that interception. So sometimes you wonder about a guy that hasn't made that many starts, if it's going to affect him or rattle him. As you said, he's a pretty cool customer.
He is. He had that ability to shake that off. He shook the mistake off. He came right back to work, and he's got a nice drive going.
Brown and Bergeron both in the Longhorn backfield. As Holly said, it's pretty loud out there. McCoy throws, completes. Flags are down as Davis got to the 30-yard line. And a penalty marker at the line.
This was thrown in from the side, from the line judge. Maybe a chop block.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the offense, number 51. Leg whip.
Yeah, you're right.
Penalty. Second down.
Leg whip. Donald Hawkins, the left tackle.
Now that's a costly penalty,
wow,
too, because it's 15 yards. It sets them back again now behind the chains, behind schedule, and it's a momentum killer.
It's a 25-yard swing. They would have had a first down at the 30-yard line. Now they're back at their own 45.
Now if you're Case McCoy and you're throwing here, you're thinking about just getting part of this yardage back. Try to give yourself a manageable third down.
Gray behind him in the pistol. They fake it that way, throw short. Davis, who caught the last ball, run out of bounds after a pickup of about 5 as we check in with Robert Flores.
All right, Brad, Taco Bell studio update. Big Ten Championship, Wisconsin and Nebraska. Huskers fall down 14-0 early. Marcus Cromartie, the pick 6. And he decides to take it all the way into the end zone before letting the ball go. But Nebraska's countered with a touchdown. They're down 14-7.
All right, Robert, keep us posted. Midfield, third down, 12, Texas. Blitz coming. McCoy wants to throw a screen, got it out there to Brown. He's not going to get to the sticks, but he did get to the 44-yard line. So Texas at least got some of it back, but still going to have to kick it.
Well, and what you're trying to do right now with your punter is to try to flip the field. Alex King has worked on directional punting a lot this week. Try to knock this out inside the 10-yard line and prevent any kind of a return.
You don't want it in the hands of either one of the guys that are back there. No, end over end kick. He didn't get nearly enough of that, but maybe it'll take a bounce. A good one. It does. A great bounce. Maybe he knew what he was doing. All the way down to the 1-foot line. That turned out pretty well. Good job, Mr. King. 5:18 remaining first quarter. Colin Klein's got it back when we come back deep in his own territory.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Sunday night, tomorrow night, 8:30 on ESPN. We'll unveil the matchups to all the BCS Bowls. The Rose Bowl, Discover Orange Bowl, All-State Sugar Bowl, Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, and the Discover BCS National Championship Game. Discover Card BCS Selection Show. Let's take a look at the BCS standings presented by Discover. Notre Dame sitting there watching tonight, or we're watching Alabama and Georgia. Alabama a winner in the SEC title game. Kansas State playing for a BCS berth here. And their tailback just got out of the end zone. John Hubert working from the 1-foot line, and Quandre Diggs almost had a safety.
Yeah, you really don't want to try to bounce too much on a play like this. You want to stick it up in there. Pretty good job forcing him outside. That was Bynum, Carrington Bynum, that forced him to bounce outside, and Hubert does a nice job getting the ball out.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Colin Klein throw it here. Little play action, get max protection, and try to throw your way out of this situation.
He'll take the snap 5 yards in his own end zone. On 2nd and 10 inside the 1. Klein rolling to throw.
Oh,
whoa, he might have stepped on the back chalk line. I guess not. He does throw. It's incomplete. That was close. He was tight roping the back of the end zone.
I mean, so tight that he actually looked down to see where his feet were. He took his eyes off of the coverage to look down to see where he was with his feet. And the referee was looking right at it. He did not step out of bounds, but looking down, took his eyes off the defense, and he ended up having to throw it away.
And now you got to be careful. It's 3rd down and 10. You got your tailback about a yard from being out of the back of the end zone. And 2 receivers to the near side. Got to hurry on the play. They just got it off. Klein throws, and he's got it out complete to Tannehill, his tight end, and a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, they're going to add 15 more for a hit to the head. They almost didn't get this play off. This ball was snapped when the clock was going from 1 to 0. Klein went to go play action. The back went the other way. This looked like a disastrous play to start. And as it turns out, they're going to be out by midfield.
There are fouls against both teams on the play. Pass interference, offense number 85.
Wow.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense number 4, targeting. Penalties offset. 3rd down.
So we're going back. Trot back to the end zone for a huddle.
Well, 85 was on the outside. Trujillo was on the outside. Here's the offensive pass interference. Both guys pushing each other. They called Trujillo. Wow.
And here's the guy that made the catch, Tannehill, and the hit to the head. So offsetting penalties. It's 3rd down. We'll do it again. 3rd and 10 inside the 1. Angelo Pease flanking Klein now in the end zone. Again, just 2 wide receivers and both standing in the end zone on the right-hand side. Klein looks that way, has time, and now he goes long down the sideline, and it's caught by Harper. That looked like a jump ball, but he didn't have the jump.
Well, you know, they just called offensive pass interference on Trujillo on the other side. They could have called pass interference on Harper on this side. He pushed off a little bit and then used that big body to go up for a rebound. Watch him push and then get his body in front of the defender.
A 36-yard play, and it's 1st down at the 37.
Some guys, you just throw it up there and giving them a chance, even if they're not open. That was a good decision by Klein to throw it up there for Harper.
Now Klein with play action, set to throw again, and he's hit as he throws, and the ball just dribbles out to the sideline. Might have been Cedric Reed, I think, that got the hit. Or maybe Whaley. It was Chris Whaley. He got a pretty good shot on Klein. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. This time, extra receivers, empty backfield, and a 5-receiver group for Klein on 2nd and 10. Scans the field, now trying to run out of trouble, and he's going to be tracked down and dropped at the 35 by Jenkins. The freshman linebacker's made a couple of nice plays already tonight.
Well, and again, similar to last week in the 2nd half, it almost feels a little bit like Kansas State is getting away from their identity a little bit in the early part of this game. They got themselves out from their deep in their own territory, and then they went right into spread-type pass formations and are throwing the football and getting away from their ability to establish the run.
Okafor in his track stance. He's been shaken up since the TCU game, but one of the leading sack artists in the Big 12. Klein on 3rd and long, completes it, and it's Harper again.
Yeah. He's just such a wide body as a receiver that even if you have him covered, if he gets inside of you, you have no chance. Watch him just body up the defender like a guy boxing out for a rebound, and you can't get around him. I mean, he's a thick receiver, and he catches the ball with his hands away from his body. That's just a tough guy to cover.
234 pounds of muscle. 2nd big catch on this drive for Harper. And a 1st down, K-State at the 47. Now they go back to the ground. Haven't gotten much there tonight, but Pease with a decent run. And he's going to pick up close to 5.
And we talked to Bill Snyder about Chris Harper on Friday, and he just kind of lit up when he was talking about it. He said, you know, this young guy is really starting to get it. I mean, he is just now starting to come into his own as a receiver. Early on in his career, maybe didn't buy into everything that they were trying to do here in terms of how they built their team. Always was athletic, but this year has really blossomed as a wide receiver.
He only had 2 catches against Texas in last year's win, but one of those was a touchdown catch in the final 10 seconds of the first half, and that was really a big boost for the Kansas State offense. Here's the first option pitch of the night to Pease, and a cut down. Kenny Vaccaro, nice tackle on the far sideline. So with 1:20 remaining in the quarter, Kansas State up by a touchdown. They're going to have another 3rd down situation here. Manny Diaz, Longhorns defensive coordinator, hoping his team can come up with a stop. Stopping the run has been their biggest problem this year. They've gotten a little better in recent weeks, but at the beginning of the season, that was definitely a problem for them. Klein throws wide open. Jermaine Thompson out of bounds, first down at the 33. And a pickup of 13.
Well, it's a little bit of a pick play. The motion man is the guy who's going to get the football, but the 2 outside receivers are both coming in. They screen his defender. That's why he's wide open. Defense is called a pick. Offense is called a rub. Same result. First down for Kansas State.
10th play of the drive coming up. Klein's had some big tosses, a couple to Harper, and that one to Thompson to set him up at the Longhorn 33-yard line. Quick throw outside. Harper on the wide out screen, got 1 block, and then just carried the would-be tackler with him to the sideline, Adrian Phillips.
What a beautiful block by Lockett. Lockett is not a big guy. He's 5'11", 175 pounds, but watch him get the key block. Just stays right on his man, and you got to get the first block for this play to have a chance. Lockett does his job, and then Harper gets yards after the catch.
Including a stiff arm at the end that got him to the 22-yard line. First down, Kansas State leading by a touchdown. They're going to have to wait for the play on the other end of the field as we played a quarter in Manhattan. 7 to MetLife blimp. See how MetLife can provide the coverage you need. MetLife, I can do this. Snoopy's got a good look at a 7-0 lead for the Wildcats as we enter the second quarter. Brad Nessler, Tom Blackledge, and Holly Rowe along with you.
Well, Kansas State with 87 yards in that first quarter, only 121 against Texas last year in the entire ball game. So a much more productive start offensively, and Colin Klein has been pretty hot.
1st and 10 at the Longhorn 22 to open the quarter, and the throw is incomplete. Quandre Diggs covering on Chris Harper, who got a hand on it, and that was it.
Well, Harper again had the inside position, but the ball was thrown too high, and he wasn't able to use that big body because the ball was over his head.
So far, we haven't seen one aimed at Tyler Lockett. Been nursing a little bit of an injury. He's in the slot right now to the top of your screen on 2nd down and 10. Klein has a look to the sideline and now backpedals into a pistol set with Pease behind it. And on the option, he'll keep it. Nice cut to the inside to get inside the 20, down around the 17 as his wife Shaylin looks on. Basketball player here at Kansas State, daughter of a good friend of yours.
Yep, Gary Spaney was a great player here. Linebacker, All-American here at Kansas State, played for the Chiefs. Talked to Shaylin today. She's just like a player. She said, this night game's killing me. I've just been going crazy all day. I'm fine once the game starts. It's what leads up to the game that drives me nuts.
3rd down and 5. Klein, plenty of time, goes to the end zone, intercepted in the end zone by Adrian Phillips. And he wanted to let that one go a little bit sooner, I think.
Well, he got caught looking at the one side of the formation only. He was looking to his right the whole way. Watch, Collins' eyes are going to be here the whole time. He's not going to see the coverage from the backside. Step underneath it.
He was aiming it for Lockett, and they didn't get enough on it either.
Yep, Phillips undercut it, played the ball nicely.
Phillips' second interception of the season. Had one against TCU in the loss on Thanksgiving night, and now he's got one here tonight on the road.
I think what Colin was signaling right there is I didn't throw it high enough. If
Yeah.
I give him a chance and throw it deeper to the end zone, maybe Lockett makes the play.
So now McCoy in the shotgun. And it's a fly sweep on the way around. DeJay Johnson. Johnson down the sideline. Can anybody catch him? And the answer's no. Touchdown, Texas. Or did he step out?
I think they're saying he stepped out right around the 10-yard line.
DeJay Johnson, a freshman, goes 70 yards to the 10.
Beautiful call by Brian Harsin right after the turnover. I mentioned in the beginning, Texas is Texas, and they have speed you have to account for. And this time, Kansas State very lucky that he stepped out of bounds, or this ball game would have been tied.
Right about there with the heel, and just barely. First and goal, Longhorns at the Kansas State 10-yard line. Jonathan Gray, he's belted in the backfield, a loss of a yard by Meshach Williams. Texas and Mack Brown know right now you got to take every opportunity when you've got a chance like this to make them pay and get a touchdown.
Well, and the problem for Texas recently, they've not been as effective in the red zone as they were earlier. This is their 12th red zone opportunity recently, and they've only had 4 touchdowns in their last 12 opportunities. So a touchdown here is critical.
Jonathan Gray and the Wildcat. High snap, and he gets it to Shipley. And Shipley trying to cut it outside. Got a long way to go and no time to get there. Only got back to the 10, the original line of scrimmage. Well, trying to draw up a little dipsy-do there, and it didn't work for him.
Yep. Now they had 2 plays from the 10-yard line and gained nothing. And it's 3rd down, and there's no harder 3rd down than right here. 3rd down and goal from the 10. You're playing against the short field, so the defense doesn't have to play depth. Very, very difficult to convert this play.
This would be a huge stop for Kansas State's defense if they could just force a field goal. And Mack Brown wants to talk it over. Timeout, Texas. Big 3rd and goal here early in the 2nd quarter. Upcoming, Kansas State by 7. Texas trying to take advantage of that long run by Johnson. 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line.
Keep an eye on MJ McFarland. He's a big tight end up here in the slot. 6'5", big target.
McCoy running out of time. That's the last thing you want to have happen, and there might be a holding call on top of it.
Holding, offense number 75. Penalties decline.
They decline the penalty and take the sack, which is a 10-yard loss. So now the line of scrimmage is at 20, and they bring out the field goal unit.
I think he was looking for McFarland, and had he had a little bit more time, he might have had a shot for the touchdown, but the pocket collapsed on him.
Nick Jordan will try a 37-yard field goal. As you saw, his longest this year, 38 yards.
He did not look too strong in pregame.
He's looking pretty good on that one.
Good.
37-yard kick is good. But a wasted opportunity. Long run by Johnson got him down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal became 4th and goal at the 20, and they have to settle for 3. 12 minutes remaining in the half. When we Varsity Donuts in Aggieville, busy place. You don't really move that fast after you have the donuts, so trust me. 7-3, 12 minutes remaining in the half. 5-play drive, a little over 2 minutes, and Texas had to settle for a 37-yard field goal. And now Nick Rose to kick off to Tyler Lockett and Tremaine Thompson. Kick to the goal line to lock it. And he is one dangerous return man. But not this time. Doesn't even make it to the 20-yard line. My man Todd is back to eating professionally. Taste of the town.
For over 40 years, the Chef was a favorite eating spot in downtown Manhattan until the Limbacher family closed it in 1986. 22 years later, a pair of Kansas State grads, Kevin and Kirsten Harris, took over the space to open a breakfast cafe. Now, the plan was to call it Two Cracked Eggs, but when the Riley County Historical Society said they could have the original neon sign back, the Chef was here again.
We'll see what Todd ate when we continue with Taste of the Town in a second. Meanwhile, at the 17-yard line, just inside the 18 actually, Kansas State taking over, leading by 4. Klein on the option. He'll keep it. And he's run out at the 20-yard line. Back to Taste of the Town.
Now, there were a lot of things on the menu that caught my attention, but Kevin sold me on the chicken fried steak. It's hand-breaded with some unique spices, covered with a made-from-scratch sausage gravy, served with 2 eggs and crispy hash browns and a side of toast. What a way to start my day.
You're back to doing it. I'm glad you're back.
I feel good, too.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. That chicken fried steak had a little special spice. It came from New Mexico. It gave a little extra kick, and it was outstanding. What a great place, though, that Kevin and Kirsten have.
Going to give to the fullback here, and the ball comes out, but it scoots out of bounds, and it'll remain Kansas State football despite the fumble.
The ball was fumbled forward and out of bounds. It will go back to the fumble spot. 3rd down.
Can't advance. It can't go forward. And so a little bit of a break for Mac Brown. I was just going to say before we snap the ball, as many people have asked me where Taste of the Town was all year, I'm just happy it's back so they saw you were eating someplace and that you weren't getting malnourished, you know, on the road.
Back at it. And, a lot of fun. People missed it.
Jermaine Thompson in motion as Klein looks and tried to lob one, and it got swatted down at the line of scrimmage. Shiro Davis, I think, is the guy that got a hand on it.
Well, you know, we saw Texas early, and we saw them defensively against Oklahoma, and Oklahoma scored over 60, and it looked like they could have scored 100 if they wanted to. And in the month of November, this defense has played much differently. They've been much better, and I'm seeing that tonight. This is a defense that each possession is getting a little bit more confident against the Kansas State team.
Texas came after the punt. They might have gotten the punter. No flag, though. And on the other end, on the return, a loss. Quandre Diggs lost yardage on the kick. And the punter's still down, and the fans letting the officials have it. Texas had blocked 7 kicks this year, and they definitely came after the punter on this one.
It was his own man that hit him. That's why there was no penalty. It wasn't a Texas Longhorn. It was a Kansas State Wildcat.
Let's take a look at our Pacific Live game summary with 10:33 remaining in the half. Texas minus yardage on the ground right now. And if you look at that 125 yards passing and say, where did all that come from? That little toss from Case McCoy to DJ Johnson was ruled a pass, not a run, that got him down to the 10-yard line. First down, Texas at its own 28. Play action for McCoy. Running out of time. Down he goes. And it's Justin Tuggle.
Really nice effort by Tuggle, not giving up on the play. Excellent coverage downfield because McCoy had initially had enough time, tried to leave the pocket, and Tuggle was being blocked but didn't give up on the play and got the sack. Texas has to do a better job on first down to stay out of long yardage third down situations. It's too difficult against this team here in Manhattan to do that.
2nd and 16. They fake it to Gray, bootleg for McCoy. He completes it, but it's just going to be a short gain of 2 or 3 to DJ Johnson.
One of the things that this Kansas State defense has done an excellent job of all season is tackling. They have the fewest number of tackles missed in the Big 12. You catch the ball in front of them and they make sure you get on the ground. And now this is the 6th third down situation for Texas, and 5 of the 6 have been 10 yards or more.
McCoy 10 for 10, starting 0 for 2. But he's going to have to come up with a big one here to pick up a third down, 3rd and 13. And he throws deep middle, and he got it to Shipley. And on 3rd and 13, big play down the middle to Jackson Shipley.
Well, this is kind of surprising that Shipley got turned loose. And it wasn't a straight zone or a deep drop zone coverage, but Shipley turned his man around in there, a linebacker, Gerald Childs, and a big completion for the first down.
Pickup of 18. Here's the handoff to Brown, and Malcolm Brown into the secondary. Brown all the way down to the 30. Dante Barnett brought him down, or it would have been a Texas touchdown.
Little counter play out of the I formation. They pull a lineman, they pull the fullback, and Malcolm Brown, who has missed 5 games with a high ankle sprain, gets a big carry in his first game back.
Texas at the 29-yard line of Kansas State for the first down, trailing by only 4 with 8.5 to go in the half. Play fake, toss out, Johnson. Johnson got a little crease, and he picks up about 6 on the play.
Again, that's out of the Baylor playbook. Throw it quick. If he breaks 1 tackle, he turns a 3-yard pass into a 7-yard gain, and you've got a good second down situation.
Second down and 4. Texas looking pretty sharp.
Yep.
Empty backfield right now. The tight end Greg Daniels switches sides, and now Jonathan Gray comes back behind McCoy, and he's going to get the carry. Following his blockers to the left side, he's got a first down inside the 15. Maybe the best run of the night for Gray. And they put it just inside the 15-yard line of the Wildcats. Texas is going to huddle here. They've changed tempo quite a bit tonight, but in this case, they're down in the red zone and they want to take advantage.
Well, and again, they've struggled in the red zone. Now they got a funky formation. This is an offensive lineman here.
They throw to the end zone. Shipley's got it. Touchdown, Texas. Wasn't sure that pass was going to get there in time. Shipley waiting on it in the end zone, and the Longhorns have the lead.
See, what they did was they put the tackle out here. So they were trying to hope that Kansas State wouldn't realize that was a tight end and they wouldn't cover him. But they covered him, but they left Shipley open. And a nice job by McCoy getting the ball to Shipley.
Extra point is good. 7-play drive covers 72 yards. And you see Case McCoy with the fist pump. Right between 2 defenders. Shipley waiting on it, gathering it in, and Texas in front. Saturday Night Football presented by Windows 8. And the window of opportunity for Texas was just wide enough from Case McCoy to Shipley in the end zone to put Texas in front. I thought that window was going to close too fast. Longhorns have played well on the road this year. Haven't lost. Now they got the lead. The midway point of the second quarter. Nick Rose to kick. Tyler Lockett waiting on the other end. He didn't even get to the 20-yard line last time, but he's a guy that can take it the distance, and he has several times in his brilliant career. 4 career touchdowns on returns. And this one went out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So flags fly and good field position upcoming.
Just want to go back to the touchdown because Texas tried to fool Kansas State.
Ball be placed.
This guy right here, McFarland's lined up as a tackle, and they were hoping that they could fool the safety Milo into not realizing that was an eligible receiver. But Milo read it, but now he's in a bind because there's two receivers. He was caught in the middle, and Shipley was able to come up with the touchdown.
So now with the ball being kicked out of bounds, Wildcats start at the 35-yard line. John Hubert set up behind Colin Klein. Motion man is Miller, and the give is Hubert, and he broke a tackle, and he got very close to a first down as we check in with Robert Flores. Robert.
All right, Brad, Dr. Pepper conference update from the ACC championship game. James Wilder Jr. has run for a couple of touchdowns, and Florida State is in control of Georgia Tech, leading 21-3, second quarter on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app.
Here 10-7 Texas on the road, just under 7 minutes remaining in the half. And it was a first down run, and Hubert will try it again, but this time only about a yard. Brandon Moore, big number 97, all over him to make the hit.
But I think this is a good strategy by Dana Dimel, calling plays for Colin Klein, and is to try to reestablish a presence at the line of scrimmage. Don't put it all on the throwing of Colin Klein. Get your running game going. That's only the 36 yards now rushing for Kansas State, and coming into the game they average over 200 yards a game.
Klein takes his time, comes up to his line, and shifts Hubert to his right on second down and 9. And he wants to throw here. Maybe. Klein finally just gets rid of this one over the Texas sideline. Cedric Reed was giving chase. And it brings up third down and 9. And Mac Brown doing a little coaching out there on his freshman linebacker.
Yeah. It's a little attitude coaching.
So third and long, empty backfield. Klein's got 5 receivers. From the 46, Texas thinking about a blitz off the corner, and they're going to bring it. Klein in trouble, got away, and now he's got great wheels. Short of a first down, I think, by a yard and a half. And they're going to be short by almost 2. It is 2. Fans don't like the spot.
Well, I think you got to punt the football too, for a couple reasons. It's a smart thing, and I think Colin Klein took a pretty good shot at the end of that run and might be a little bit dizzy right now. Steve Edmond got him right at the end of the run, and I think you're probably smart to let him go and get some rest, get something to drink, and hope that your kicker can flip the field. Again, field position and hidden yardage has been something that has been a big plus for Kansas State all season.
Ryan Dorr to kick. Way up in the air as Diggs calls for a fair catch and has to get out of the way. I think he lost it. And it takes actually a Texas bounce, probably just as well that he didn't catch that. And Texas will have it at the 19-yard line with a 3-point lead, and 5 minutes exactly remaining in the half. Gives us an opportunity right now for our Aflac trivia question. Texas has played 23 opponents at least 10 times in program history, and they have a losing record against 3 of those teams. Who do you think they are? Well, in this stadium, you might guess that maybe Kansas State's one of them, but I hate to take a guess like that.
Right now for Case McCoy, Brad, you got to think, take care of the football. You're right in position. You're right where you want to be in this football game. Don't do something that incites the crowd or this team.
Jonathan Gray got across the 20 to the 21. You saw that graphic, 13 straight completions for Case, and he's chasing his big brother's record of 18. And Gray comes up limping, and that's not good news for Texas. Their leading rusher.
Well, the only benefit is that you do have Malcolm Brown back this week, and he's been gone for 5 weeks. So you have a little depth that you haven't had.
They fake it to him. McCoy on the bootleg. There's 14 in a row, and got it to Brown, and Brown got a first down at the 30.
You know, it's worth mentioning also that Jeremy Hills is not here, a senior running back who injured his leg late in the TCU game, and his value was on third down. He was their key third down back, pass protection, very involved in the screen game, and he's unable to play tonight.
There he is, number 5.
Yep.
And in his honor, Mike Davis, the leading wide receiver for Texas, is wearing number 5, knowing that Hills won't make the field, but he will be on the field. There's Mike, himself a junior wide receiver. Here's the end around. A flip to Johnson. It worked going the other way. It works coming this way. Not for 70 yards, but for a first down at the 45-yard line.
See, again, it's the speed. I mean, Texas has speed. Whether it's Mike Davis, whether it's Dajae Johnson, Marquise Goodwin, who's not been able to play tonight, they've got athletes, they've got speed, and if you get them out on the perimeter with a full head of steam behind them, they can make big plays.
Jonathan Gray comes back in, so he's all right. First down, Longhorns, their own 44-yard line, leading by 3 as we're approaching 3 minutes in the half.
Not going to get the playoff. Nope. They either call timeout from the sideline. Yep.
They're down to 1 timeout. Matt called one earlier in this quarter. But with 3:35 remaining in the half, we'll take a timeout with them. Longhorns up 10-7. Back in Manhattan, where Texas has it 1st and 10 at its own 44-yard line. Gray behind McCoy will get the carry. And he's had a hard time finding some running room. Arthur Brown, the captain of the defense, made the stop. A couple of minutes ago, before the commercial, we asked you the Aflac trivia question. 23 opponents at least 10 times in program history and losing records against 3 teams. You might guess Kansas State's one because they've won 4 straight in the series. Notre Dame playing for the national championship. And Vanderbilt is the other.
Yeah, that's the tricky one.
That's a tricky one.
The one you wouldn't have gotten.
Vandy's had a great year, though, and they're bowl bound. 2nd down and 9. McCoy the throw. Nice one. Complete. First down. Caleb Jones. Freshman wide out. And the drive continues. And not a lot of Texas fans here tonight, but they're enjoying what they're seeing right now.
Well, and the fans in purple are pretty quiet because the efficiency of the Texas offense right now.
McCoy, plenty of time, and now throws short to Brown, and Brown is going to be close to another first down.
What Texas has started to be able to do in this ball game is win on first down. I mean, they're averaging over 9 yards a play on first down right now, and that is proving big dividends. It's keeping them out of third down situations, and they're moving the chains.
Kansas State trying to change up personnel defensively. Here's a counter to Brown. Whoa. Met head on by Childs, the linebacker, and he didn't get the first down. In fact, he barely got back to the original line of scrimmage. Jarrell Childs, a senior, one of the 27 out of Kansas City, stood him up, and it's 3rd down and a yard.
Well, you might be in 2-down territory here if you don't get it if you're Texas. Pretty long for a field goal.
Joe Bergeron sort of been the short yardage guy for Texas. He's in there right now. But it's going to be McCoy, and he's not going to get there either. He lost another half yard. So 4th down. And more than one.
Colt McCoy's just a little... Seemed a little light in the britches to be getting that one. He didn't hit it up in there too hard, and good surge up front from Kansas State, particularly Sua and Latui on the inside.
As you said, though, 4-down territory. So 4th down and 1. Bergeron in there, so is a fullback. Robertson. Will they run or throw on 4th down and a long yard? They're going to give him a shot, and he got it. Nice run by Bergeron. He's been their short yardage guy, As we mentioned, he's got 16 touchdowns on the year, and a lot of those were in short yardage situations. This time, not a touchdown, but a big, big first down.
He's got enough speed to make plays on the perimeter also, but he's got a big physical body. He likes to lower that shoulder. Did a nice job of running with leverage there at 230 pounds.
Clock stop with 31 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Texas. Third and final of the first half.
Texas takes its last time out. They want to get at least 3 out of this deal, but they got a long ways to go. They're still at the 31-yard line, and that'll be a long, long kick. Well, we remind you, coverage of Monday Night Football starts 6:30 Monday night with Monday Night Countdown served by Applebee's. And then at 8:30, longtime NFC East rivals get together, the Giants and the Redskins. Eli and RG3, Monday Night Football. New York versus Washington, 8:30 on ESPN. There's the numbers on those two guys in a sensational rookie season for the former Heisman Trophy winner out of Baylor. And Eli's Eli. And the NFC East is far from decided, so that's a big football game on Monday night.
Well, we saw the guy that has succeeded RG3 at Baylor, Nick Florence, has now led his team to 3 consecutive wins to get the Bears bowl eligible. Boy, he had an outstanding year too as a senior, 1 year as the starting quarterback.
Now Texas out of timeouts. They started at their own 19-yard line. This is the 10th play of the Longhorns drive. Case McCoy throws to the outside, complete, tiptoeing out of bounds is Davis. Don't forget Capital One halftime report. John and Jesse will be along with all the day's highlights and scores coming up in 32 seconds.
Well, I have really been impressed with McCoy. I mean, not only his accuracy and his feel for the game, but how he came back after the interception also.
The next pass ties his brother Colt for most consecutive passes completed by a Longhorn. Let's see if he gets it. Pump fakes, and he goes deep. And there's the first incompletion that stops him, and Colt's going, yeah, I didn't want him to get that anyway. So it's going to bring up third down.
Well, I think they need one more completion here. You know, they've got time. They've got 27 seconds. I still think they're a little bit outside of the field goal comfort range.
They've got time to go down the middle. The clock would stop if they get a first down and then spike it.
Shipley is usually the go-to guy in a situation like this.
3rd and 3. McCoy dancing around, don't want to take a sack, and he throws it all the way over to the first row.
Yep, there's the penalty.
Flags fly in.
He wanted to throw the ball to Shipley. I mean, he was looking there, Shipley on the quick out, and it was well covered.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 6. Never left the tackle box. Loss of down, spotted pass. 4th down.
So 4th down, and now what was going to be an easier field goal attempt is not going to be.
Yeah.
By rule, Texas has no timeouts left in the first half. That foul requires a 10-second runoff.
So we're going to be down to 11 seconds.
Kansas State has elected to run 10 seconds. Please set the game clock at 11 seconds.
But the field goal unit's got a chance to come out. We told you, Nick Jordan, his longest this year is 38 yards. And this one's going to be considerably longer than that. It's going to be around 51. So, season long, but a chance for 3 more for Jordan.
You got to make sure you get this ball kicked high enough.
And it's a fake. Throwing deep down the middle and incomplete. So they didn't think they had enough leg there. Try to trick play to just see if maybe they could get something down the field. And it's incomplete. And no more points for Texas with 6 seconds remaining.
Pretty good discipline by Kansas State. They came with a rush, but they still weren't fooled down the field. Cedric Reed was the intended receiver.
Well, really no further harm done.
Yep.
As Klein will take a knee here, and the first half comes to a close. Texas, though, on the road, leading at halftime. Will that lead hold up, or can Klein and Kansas State bring his team back in his final appearance on this field in the second half. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, Coach, the first possession of the game, your young quarterback in his first start this season throws a pick. How has he responded since then?
I think he's responded really well. We blew an opportunity there. We had an opportunity to get some points, and we needed 3, but we thought we were stretching our field goal kicker and couldn't afford the block. We thought we had a chance at the fake, and they held us up there. But guys are playing hard. It's a great football game.
Your Achilles heel this year in defense has been rushing defense, but you've held a very powerful rushing team to just 43 yards in the first half. How?
We've played a lot better against the run the last 5 weeks, and we understand that we've got to make sure that they're one-dimensional, like we said before the game. We can't let them do both.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
So Texas on the road, where they've been perfect this year. Another lead as they head to the locker room, up 10-7 over the number 6 team in the country. As we send it to the studio, John Saunders and Jesse Palmer in the Capital One halftime report. Guys.